Alright, so here's part 2. And what I was about to get to was arguments. Because, to me, arguments, well, if it's over an opinion, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to change the other person's opinion. But when you're arguing over factual things like whether or not 2012 exists, then you can use actual evidence and, compare the two sides of the argument. And if the other person is open-minded, they should be able to, if both of you are open-minded, you should be able to come to a realization of which side is true. Maybe they're not both completely true, but you can find the faults in both sides and figure things out. And, I like arguments because, well, I've come to hate them just because you would think in an argument that it should always come to a conclusion whether I'm right or the other person's right. And they never, ever do. Ever. It's always... what'll happen sometimes is I'll be like, what about such and such? I'll point out some fact, and the other person will be like, yeah, that's not true. And I'll be like, what do you mean? It's right here, evidence. And they'll just completely not acknowledge it as being true at all. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Let's take, for example, a fictional argument where I'm supporting the Xbox 360 and someone else is supporting PS3. And I might be like, well, 360 has more exclusives than the PS3. And they'll just be like, no, it doesn't. I'll be like, yeah, it does. Here's a list. See, you want to count? Yeah, more exclusives. See that? And the other person will be like, no, lies, all lies. And I don't understand how you can be so narrow-minded that you will refuse to see facts alone. When it comes to opinions, and you want to keep your opinion, that makes sense. Because opinion is not based on facts in any way. But facts, when it comes down to just solid facts, there should be no reason to still prefer one side when you've clearly been disproven. I don't know. Arguments bug me. Okay, let's see. What should I do next? This one's funny, just the way I wrote it. Punching people. I hate punching people. Not punching them, but people who punch. And by that, I mean people who basically get so mad at you that they decide to strike out and use brute force. When in doubt, use brute force. No, I disagree. But, because to me, if someone insults you and they're like, you're stupid, and then you decide to punch them, that doesn't make any sense at all, because they didn't punch you. They said you're stupid. And what you can do is be like, yeah, well, look who's failing math with a 2. That's a pretty good... It's equivalent, you're obviously calling the other person stupid, but you're not punching them, because they didn't punch you. How is... punch does not equal stupid. I don't know, I just don't like... To me, I don't think anything should come down to physical contact unless the other person's done the same to you. But then how could that happen in the first place if people live by this logic? I don't know, I think it makes sense, but if you disagree, let me know. The next one is staring people. When I'm sometimes I'll be at a restaurant and then I'll see some guy on the other side of the restaurant and he's just staring me down. Really creepy looking guy, and he's just staring me down, and I don't know why, and he's not looking away, so I'll just sort of pretend I didn't see him, and I'll just go back to eating my food, and then I look up a minute later, and there he is. He's staring me down. He hasn't moved. He's got he's got a cheeseburger sitting in front of him, and he is staring me down, and I don't know why, and there's nothing I can do about it because he's 50 feet away from me. And so I'll just keep going, and then I'll look up 10 minutes later, and he's there, and he's looking at me, and there's nothing I can do about his staring. One time, for example, I was over at TGI Fridays, and there was an elderly couple, and they were thing is, they were 10 feet away from me. They were right there across the table, the gap between the tables, and the woman was just staring at me, not so creepy as the other guy described. Unfortunately, never encountered that situation, but she was just sort of looking at me, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna look away, pretend I didn't see that. But to look away, since she's right in my line of vision, I have to sort of avert my eyes. And then her husband, who was sitting across from her, decided it'd be a good idea to turn around in his chair and stare at me. And he stayed like this for 10 minutes. That is no exaggeration. It was I don't know, I didn't know what to think of it. Finally they left, but the whole time, 10 minutes, this guy's probably breaking his back, turned around in his chair, staring me down, and his wife is across from the table staring me down, and I don't know what to do. I want to go up to them and be like, hi, I see you too. I see you. I don't know. I mean, like, if someone like glanced at me once or twice, no big deal about that. But when for 10 minutes, are you serious? 10 minutes of staring at my face strikes me as pretty bizarre. But the last one, which was pretty much summed up within everything else I said, except for staring people and loud music, is narrow-mindedness. People, like I said, who just won't accept new ideas, because people naturally hate change, but it's when you introduce someone to something and before they try it, they're like, that's stupid. I'm like, yeah, did you try it? That's stupid. I heard from so and so that's stupid, so I'm not doing that. I'm like, okay, how about you try it and then you judge for yourself whether it's stupid or not. And of course they never do, because they're just so shut out and closed up from these new ideas. God forbid I was actually right and it was sort of mildly entertaining, whatever it was I might have been talking about, whether it's a movie or a book, whatever. But and that's pretty much it. Narrow-mindedness is, I'd say, by far the most annoying thing anywhere on that list, because narrow-mindedness is, in a sense, the source of all problems. But wow, how did I pull 6 minutes out of that? I just get going and I can't stop. I just rant lately. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and like I said, post a video response if you like, or some angry comments contradicting my views. That'd be nice. Start up a little friendly argument, unless it's about opinions, because I don't feel like arguing opinions. But so like I said, video responses would be nice. Never gotten more than one of those on one video. But and I'll be doing more, if you want to call this a deep discussion. I wouldn't really call it that much of a deep discussion, but I'll be doing more question videos like this. I'll try to leave you all with a question at the end of each video, just to spark an interesting discussion or video responses or whatever. And hopefully it'll be a bit deeper than this. Like, I'll have one whole video or video series specifically for religion or narrow-mindedness or politics or whatever. So thank you for watching.